Hi everyone, good day. Welcome to my channel. Again, this is Mr. Alistair Diapalit alias Emma Watson. Welcome again to Math is Fun channel. Okay, so for today, we are going to just continue about what we had just started yesterday. But before anything else, let me remind everybody to, if you love this page or this channel, just click the like button. And also you can subscribe it or share it to your friends, especially those who are struggling in mathematics. So I guess everybody is ready. So can we start now? Okay, I can see it in your eyes. Let's start. So to start with, of course, I have to share first the screen that I have here for today's session. So last time we talked about sets, correct? If you could still remember, we defined the terms about sets and elements of the set. And also we talked about some other set notation that you just experienced in the first part of the video. Okay, so let's just feel the moment. Okay, so last time we defined that set is a group of things, correct? Any group of things or collection of objects, we call it a set. So we had an activity yesterday, or last part or the first part of the video. Yeah. So we again, as a review, we started our discussion with a definition of a set, and we define set as group or collection of objects. And also there are members in a given set, and we call it element of a set. So we also discussed the set notation, and there are three ways to describe sets. The first one, we use descriptive method. The other one we use, or we can use the list or rooster method. And also the lastly, which we just stopped yesterday or in the first part of the video, about the set builder notation. Okay, just a recap about descriptive method. It is writing a description of its elements. So in naming or describing a set, you will just give or you will just write a description of its elements. So same with the examples that I gave yesterday, and also for the list or restore rooster method, we use or in using this method, we just are in describing a set, we just list all the elements of the set, and we use the bracket or symbols or pair of braces as as a way or showing that we are doing the rooster or listing method. So if we have the example, yeah, I gave you an example yesterday. We have example set V. So there's a braces or it shows set, or it shows how we used the rooster method in naming a given or the members or elements of the set. So, okay, last method in naming a set or describing a set is using the set builder notation. This is something like more mathematical. Okay, why so mathematical? Because we use symbols in naming the sets, unlike in the first two methods that we had yesterday or in the first part of the video. We just describe, we just list, and we just use braces. But in this case, or in this method of naming a set using the set builder notation, it's more mathematical because we use several notations. So let's define first what is the set builder notation. A set builder notation, it can be, or a set can be described using variables. That's why I said it's more mathematical, because I highlight this one, because we use or we describe the set using variables. So remember, when we say variable, it is a symbol, usually a letter, that can represent different elements of a set. So how can we, or how do we do the set builder notation in naming a set or describing the elements of a set? Let's have an example. Okay, for example, let's have, supposed you are interested in all the cities in the Philippines. Have you been in the cities or several cities in the Philippines? If not yet, maybe in the future, not in this time because it's still pandemic. Okay, so suppose you are interested in all cities in the Philippines. Since there are too many elements in the set, it would be better to use the set builder notation. So I want to highlight the reason why we use set builder notation, because there are times that the sets or the elements of the sets are very many or too many. So if the members or elements of the sets are too many, then it would be better to use the set builder notation compare using the descriptive method and also the rooster method. So again, I'll highlight this one so that you'll not forget it. If the members or elements of the sets are too many, then it's better to use set builder notation. So if someone will ask me, sir, can I use the rooster method? Can I use the descriptive method? Yeah, you can. However, the most appropriate um, method that we can use if the elements are too many in a given set is the set builder notation. So why make ourselves more complicated when there is a simple way, correct? So that's the thought in it. So let's have an example. So in the scenario that I gave in the example, it's about like considering that you like or you're interested in all the cities in the Philippines. So since it's too many, then we can use the set builder notation. So we can represent the different cities or all cities in the Philippines as variable based on the definition of how we use the set builder notation. We use variables. So in this case, we use variable X to represent or rather the cities or all cities in the Philippines. So the X there, can you see? So X represents the cities in the all cities in the Philippines. And you can read this one as a set of A. I want you to read with me. Set A is equal to the set of X. This slash, that means such that. Okay? So that's such that. Sorry, it's so difficult to write it here using the tool. So again, you can read this one as set A is equal to the set of X such that X is a city in the Philippines. So in this case, we are now using the set builder notation in describing the elements of the sets by using the variables or variable X to represent the members or the elements of the set. Did you get it? I hope you got it. Okay. So next, so as what I said, you can read the example, a set A as A is the set, or you can read in this way. A is the set of all X such that X is a city in the Philippines. So I want you really to know how to read the set builder notation so that you will be able to familiarize and understand the language of set. That's the importance or significance of dealing or knowing the different symbols, especially the naming or describing the members of the given set or elements of the set using the set builder notation. So again, you can read that one as A is the set of all X such that X is a city in the Philippines. Okay, so let's now proceed. So now let's have another example. Write each set using the descriptive method. So these are the application that you just learned yesterday and in the third way or method in naming a set, which is the set builder notation. So in this case, in this example, you're going to write each set using the descriptive method. So let's have an example. A, give an example. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how will you write each set using the descriptive method based on the given? Try to think. Okay, let's see if you got it correct. So, very good. It's first 10 counting numbers. who got the same answer? I hope everybody got it. Let's have another example using the descriptive method. September, October, November, December. Hmm, what do you think? What do you think? How will you use the descriptive method in this case? Letter B. I'll give you time to think. Okay, time is over. Okay, who got the same answer? The set of months ending in ber. Okay, so these examples are related to how we use the descriptive method in writing the members or describing the members or elements of a given set. Okay, so now let's have an example number two. In example number two, you are going to write each set using the rooster method. Okay, this time you're going to use the rooster method. So how will you use the rooster method in naming the set of distinct letters in the word humility? Okay, so I'll give you time to do it. Humility. So how will you name the set using the rooster method? Are you ready? Okay, let's see and check your solution. Okay, you can name it as HUMILTY. Remember the rooster method, listing the distinct letters. Okay, without repetition. So we have it HUMILTY, where we separate the letters by a comma. Okay, so next, let's have. Notice that when listing the elements of a set, identical elements are not repeated. So, as you observe from the example, from the word humility, in our using the rooster method, what happened? Look at the letters. HUMILTY, meaning to say the letter I, it's identical. Okay, identical means there is no or not repeated. So since I is it repeats twice, so in naming the sets or the elements of the set give using the rooster method, we just take the repeated letter once since it's identical. Okay, since we are looking for a distinct letter, so be careful with the instruction before doing or using the rooster method. Okay, so do not be careless. I know it's very easy, but when you try to attempt, or when you attempt rather to answer this, make sure that you follow the in simple instruction. Okay, so I hope you do. So now, another example, the set of colors of the rainbow. Can you imagine the set of colors of the rainbow? So how will we apply the rooster method in writing all or listing all the elements of the set of colors of the rainbow? So now, so we have it, or red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Okay, I got the correct answer. So I hope everybody got it correctly. So now, lastly, let's have more examples about the using the set builder notation. So now, write each set or the members of the set using the set builder notation. Let's have an example. 1491625. So how will you use or apply the set builder notation in naming the given set? Okay, so try to think. So let's do, okay, I'll show you the solution. So we can write 1491625 since it's in the list method, or what I mean rooster method form. So we can rename it, or we can describe the given sets 1491625 as X. We represent or we use a variable X. Sir, can I use Y? Yes, you can use Y. Sir, can I use A? Um, Actually, you may, but however, set theory, it's very strict. So when I say strict, that means you just have to or recognize the recognized variables that we used in here in the set theory and representing all or in representing the members or any objects are we commonly use letter or variable x and y. So we will just follow the rule, okay? So we can take it as x. So x such that x is a perfect square. So that's how we describe the elements of the given set given in letter A using the set builder notation. So now, next, let's have another example. Number two, letter B rather. Germany. So how will you use or how will you represent or write or describe the elements of the given set using the set builder notation? Okay, so I've shown you there. We can let you or use the variable x as x such that x is a primary color. So Germany. G for green, E for what? Sorry, so sorry. I guess there's something wrong about this one. No, not primary color. So Germany. These are sorry. Maybe the PowerPoint is wrong. This one. X is not a primary color because GER. These are X such that X is a what? Letters in a word Germany, correct? Can be. So, word letters in a word Germany. So kindly erase this one. This is not a primary color, but words, what I mean, letters, letters from, letters from the word Germany. Okay, so from the word Germany, from the word Germany. Okay, so again, I'll repeat. For letter B, in naming the set or in describing the elements of the set using the set builder notation, you can you can write it as X such that X is a or are letters, sorry, or are letters from the word Germany. Okay? So I hope you can take the note of that. So typographical error. So next, now, after knowing the set notation, we can now describe the elements of a set. We've been talking about the elements of the set. So let's now maximize and let's try to really discuss more about the concept of elements of a set. So again, elements of a set means the members of a given set. Okay, members or any members of a given set. We call it elements of a set as what we just discussed last time. So elements of a set, again, members in a given set. And the symbols or the symbols for the elements of a set, we use the symbol E. This one, this means element. When you encounter this symbol, that means not an element of a given set. So now, after knowing the symbols of the elements of a set, let's now try to study it again and read how or understand or try to know how to read rather about the symbols for elements of a set. So the phrases is an element of this one. The first symbol is an element of, and also the second symbol, which is not an element of, occurs so often in discussing sets that the special symbols, this one and this, are used for them. Take the note of the symbol so that you will not be mistaken or you will not be confused about the symbols used for the elements and not elements for a given set. So for example, if set A is 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one, if A or if set A is equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 rather, then then we can say that 3 is an element of A. So you can read that one as 3 is an element of the set A. So this one, 3 is an element of the set A. That's how you read this one. We can say that 3 is an element of A based on this given. Correct? So next is 8 is not an element of A. Why? Why do you think that A is not element of A based on the given? Look at the given, this one. Can you see 8 in the elements of the set A? You can't see, correct? That's why 8 is not an element of A. So 8 is not an element of A. I hope that it's clear with you about this concept. So let's have more example about this one. So example, you have it here. Fill in each blank with E or not an element. So I want you to really consider and yeah, focus on the symbols used. So fill in each blank with the two symbols, this one or this one. Okay, now let's start with. So let's have an example. Let's set A is an even numbers between 0 and 10. Another given for set B, we have letters of the English alphabet between C and J. And you have this. So I'll give you time to do this one, and I hope you'll do your best to answer it and analyze the prop or the given or yeah, the examples given. So let's start with 2. And there's A. So set A is a set of even numbers between 0 and 10. Therefore, the elements of A consist of 2, 4, 6, and 8, as you can see in the solutions. So for letter B, for set B, letters of the English alphabet between C and J. So you have it D, E, F, G, H, I. Therefore, so sorry, for number 1 to start, okay, the first thing that you're going to do, of course, you have to list down. So listing method is very important because it will guide us to list all the elements of the given set. So based on since we already listed the elements given in set A and set B, so we can now answer number 1. Number 1, 2. 2 is an element of A, correct. What about B? Number 2 is 5 is an element of A. So I hope you got it. What about number 3? Is 12 an element or not an element of A? Okay, so before anything else, number 2, 5 is not an element of 8 since 5 is not an even number, correct? So that's the reason. What about for number 3? Number 3, okay. For number 2, for number 3, 12 is not an element of A. Why? Since 12 is not between 0 and 10. Okay? So as you can see, A is equal to 2, 4, 6, and 8. So it's not an element of A since 12 is not between 0 and 10. What about number 4? Okay, B is not an element of B. Why? What is the reason? Since B is not between C and J. So as you can see in the given, B consists of the elements D, E, F, G, H, I. So B is not an element of B since B is not between C and J. So number 5 is an element of B and number 6 is an element of B. I hope you all got it correct. So let's now proceed to the next. We don't have much time, class. So I guess we can just stop our discussion in here about the elements of the given set. So things that you've learned for today. What are the things about naming using the set builder notation, and we discussed about the elements of a set which is a member of any members of a given set. So symbols for E and for not an element of the set. So I want you to remember that one. Do not forget it, okay? So I hope everybody have learned something this afternoon or this session. So see you next time around. There is a part three in our discussion since it took me like, yeah, it took us like more than 20 minutes to discuss about the elements in the set builder notation. So next time around, we will be talking about the well-defined set. So stay connected in my channel. So I hope you're going to post some comments below in this video so that I can address your concerns and also to answer all your queries and your confusion. So see you next time around. So I'll be waiting for your participation for the next video. Okay? So have fun and enjoy and relax in the midst of pandemic. Always remember that the essence of mathematics is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple. So always remember that one. Thank you, everyone. So have a good day.